Kelly. That was pretty much it. Penny. We've got tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Let's go out to the ball game.
Well, today we have a very special guest.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Her-
Super awesome.
Her book was so fucking good.
So good. So good. Like, I can't stop talking about and like just reveling in the fact of like how good it was.
Yeah. It was deliciously good.
Yes, that's a great word.
Yeah, delicious.
Can
you say it how you say it? Because you always emphasize a certain part of the word. I want to hear how you say it.
I was going to say delightfully good.
Can you say delicious?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to that, we need to start with the most talked about drink in this book.
So we didn't do wine for this book because this book had a very prominent beverage of choice.
It did. Champagne.
You're backwards.
Champagne.
Champagne.
I love champagne.
Yeah.
Like, if I could drink this all the time, I would.
Yeah, we were very excited about, we were like, well, we can't have wine for this. We need to have champagne.
Yeah, we do.
So we got some.
Maybe we should drink champagne more often.
Maybe.
It makes me all like,
it's a little bit dangerous.
It is dangerous.
We talk about this later about how
I'm watching.
I've had a lot of champagne already.
I'm ready for this.
It's the... What did she say?
You know when you can see someone's wheels just turning in their brain?
Because I can't think of words. It's the cause and the... Oh my God.
This is so much fun watching you just...
You know the word and you're not going to tell me.
Nope.
The cause and the cure for problems.
There it is.
There it is.
Good job.
Anyway, yeah, champagne's great.
Wait, what's the percentage on this? Hold on. Oh, wait, oh, wait. 10%. What's yours?
Well, this is real champagne. So this is a little bit more, I would imagine. 12.5. Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Mine's a fancy one.
Yours is a fan. Why don't you talk about your fancy one?
I got mine a little. So I got the real champagne.
She did.
And I told Penny, I was like, mine's blue. And she's like, what? And I was like, well, it's a blueberry one. But I was like, well, it's a limited edition. And then I was like, I'm sorry. Edition limité.
Ooh.
French, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Edition limité.
Edition
bleu.
Bleu.
Edition limité bleu.
Did you know I had a French teacher that was from France and she had hairy armpits? Yeah, that's like the thing. And we were in like middle school.
Yeah.
And she would like raise her arm and we'd be like, ah!
Oh, that's like a thing. I mean, like
it's accepted now, but in middle school it was like, oh my gosh.
Well, do you remember in Home Alone, that was a thing, like they're like, is it true that French babes don't shave their pits? And Buzz says some don't, but they got nude beaches, not in the winter.
What would happen if you go to a nude beach with a bathing suit on? Would you be judged?
No.
Would you be judged like you would go to a beach naked?
No, nudists generally, just like I think people in like the queer community are way more accepting of people than the people who are outside that community. They don't give a shit. You do you.
Just flapping around in the wind. I like it. How's your blue champagne?
Okay, so anyway. Edition bleu.
Bleu.
Bleu. Yeah, it is bleu. 1, 2, 3. Hold on.
Are you trying to do that French counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep. Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle Penny.
You have to say it. They run it all.
Je m'appelle Penny.
Tattooed back here is all in French.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Je t'aime means I love you.
Can you say penny in like a French accent?
Penny.
Penny. Penny.
Penny.
In the English accent, they're like, penny.
It's kind of how I say it. Penny.
I know. Yeah. I like it the French way. Penny.
Handcrafted in France, Belair Bleu Blanc is a perfect harmony of the old world and the new. Stunning aromas of fresh berries, it is like blueberry, and tropical fruits delight the nose.
Can I try it?
Yes, it's
Why you
really good.
describe
It does taste like quite like blueberry and a little bit like pineapple. You know, it kind of reminds me of like.
Whoa!
It's good, isn't it?
That is a shock. I was not expecting that.
It kind of reminds me of like blue curacao, which I have heard.
The aftertaste is not that great.
It's not the greatest, but
Initially, I mean, it makes you keep on drinking to
yes.
flush down the aftertaste.
but it also reminds me of Blue Moon or blue curacao, but like in champagne form. So it's like you get that fuzzy, and it's real champagne, so you get that like effervescent.
Well, I got. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you
I'm
done?
done.
Okay. So I got the most awarded wine brand, Barefoot. Who doesn't like a good Barefoot champagne?
I find that hard to believe. Most awarded by who?
U.S. competitors.
Really?
That's what it says.
Barefoot's kind of.
I like Barefoot.
Barefoot's kind of low tier though. Like I mean.
I know. I mean, for us basic palate people, Barefoot is a win. It's Barefoot bubbly, extra dry. Yeah, try it out. It's gone. The last of it is in my flute.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
This is a little bit sweeter than I would prefer.
That is sweeter than this one for sure.
That's why I haven't.
Yeah.
It's taken me a little bit longer.
It's good. I would definitely buy this again. Good job, Barefoot.
Yeah. Barefoot wines, like straight up wines, I don't tend to like. But as like. What? They're just kind of meh. But like for bubbly, it's okay.
It is good. This would be good in a mimosa.
Yes. I like them in a mimosa.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, champagne and a splash
and then you
of
have
orange
like
juice.
this much orange juice.
Yeah, just a splash.
I mean, I definitely am feeling just like
Happy.
I feel like I have bubbles in my face.
I know, we need to get you champagne more often. You are so happy on champagne.
But I like the wine. I mean, also this was $40 fucking dollars.
Jesus.
Exactly. Real
well,
champagne
this
is expensive.
Is from my local grocery store.
This was from the local shady liquor store. Still $40.
I looked at their champagne. They did have champagne, but it was $10. And I was like, probably gonna give me a hangover. So I went for the $15 Barefoot champagne, extra bubbly.
There was another regular there was a rosé one.
Oh.
But we did rosé last time. So I was like, oh, I'll try this. And then there was a regular one, but it didn't have a price tag on it. And so I was real like, I don't know. It could be $40. It could be $90. Who knows?
So we're drinking champagne today because in the book,
we've already had some drinks.
Roster.
So we're going off. Yes. Expanded roster. Not rooster.
So in a text message to Kelly and Lisa, our new teammate.
Our PA.
Yay,
Lisa's
Lisa!
the best.
It auto-corrected to rooster. So it said expanded rooster, which there is a lot of expanded roosters in here.
Yes.
In this book. But
those cocks definitely expand.
They expand. It is such a good book. It was a good one.
Yes. We loved it.
But they drink champagne because they're baseball players. I guess baseball players drink champagne a lot.
There's lots of champagne drinking.
Maybe I need to meet some champagne. Maybe I need to meet some baseball players.
You need to meet some champagne?
Yeah, I need to meet champagne and baseball players. And we found a game that we kind of wanted to play before. I don't know if this will be in the audio, so if you're listening to the audio, you might have to switch to the video to see this one.
Can we do this with stemless glasses?
No, we're going to have to use our wine glasses.
We're going to have to use, yeah.
Okay.
You need to be right here?
No, I need to be behind you. Okay. And then you hold this in your mouth. And
I hold it in my mouth.
And you're going to tip it in my mouth. You ready?
Wait, but I just hold it in my mouth like this?
You're going to have to take your headphones off. We can do this. This is... Oh, shit.
What?
I'm spilling all kinds of stuff.
What did you spill?
I think it's water. It's your wine. But it's...
My wine? That's your wine.
Oh.
Mine's over here on the bookshelf. Like a
responsible
person.
Okay. Ready?
Wait, I put this in my mouth? How do I get it to your mouth?
You have to put your mouth on this part.
Oh, on the stem?
Okay.
Oh.
All right, ready? Ready?
Mm.
You might have to scoot down. Scoot. A tip. You got a tip.
Oh. Okay.
Keep going. I did it!
Did we do
ladies that do it.
are all better than the old ladies.
Okay. Wrap your legs around me, Kelly.
Oh, wait, we're going to try the other one now?
Yeah. I want to try it.
Okay. Yay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm good at wrapping legs around.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Wrap them tight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. It sucks, me. Okay.
Wait. Don't. You got to do it slow. Slow and steady, Penny. You're like way up there. Okay, go ahead.
Are you doing it?
Yay, we did it!
Yay!
We're like perfect!
Hey! Yeah! Oh, holy cow, Kelly!
We're amazing.
That's synchronicity. Oh my gosh, we need an award.
If you're only on audio,
You missed out. We did a rock star job.
we fucking killed that shit.
Yeah, high five. Yeah,
One
we
and
did.
done. I mean, like, this is the only time you want to do a one and done.
If you have video, you should do this with one of your friends. I want to see the videos if
Send
you're
it
doing
to us because, like,
We'll post it. We'll repost
Yeah.
it. We'll double post it.
yeah, we'll do
We'll
all
blast
the things.
it all over the internet.
As long as you're okay with it. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
Consent.
yeah.
I didn't
If-
roll my eyes. I was just consenting.
We want to see you guys do this as well
Mhm.
because we did it and it was. I mean, these old ladies that we saw do it made it look super hard.
Yeah,
But
we handled it like a fucking champ.
we're okay with seeing things super hard, just not that thing.
Yeah, we are. Hard and stiff.
Wine, yeah, that wine glass thing.
Yeah, we did.
We did a great job.
We did. So we're gonna hop right into our interview with
Yeah.
Aimee. She's amazing.
She's so great.
This is her first romance book. She did such a good job. I highly recommend it.
It was-
Recommend it.
It was so awesome.
So you can get it on Kindle Unlimited. That's where it's
Mhm.
available right now. If you buy the book, she did say that you could send her the receipt and she'll
Yeah,
send you
if
some
you
little
buy a
freebies.
physical copy, you can send her the receipt. She's not doing like author send copies, but you can send her the receipt and she'll send you like a book plate and some stickers and like goodies like that.
She's awesome. She's
Yeah.
amazing. First romance book was a hit. Yeah. So let's just jump right into the interview. Yeah. Here it is.
Here's Aimee. Well, hers comes in.
Oh,
Oh,
that was
geez.
a good one.
Penny's is overflowing.
Well, it's thematic to the book.
Well, I'll just start with our questions because then that way everyone can know what we're talking about too, if that's okay with you.
Sure, yeah. Let's give people some context.
I had to a side note. So when I was texting some of my questions, I put expanded roster, but autocorrect said rooster.
It was like
Wow.
expanded rooster. And
I was like, oh my gosh.
It's like all the dicks
It's
are
not
growing.
wrong.
Especially in this book, it was
Yeah,
great.
we laughed a lot about
It
that.
was awesome.
funny.
Well, please tell us about your book, Expanded Roster.
Sure. Expanded roster is a steamy, angsty, wide shoes baseball romance that is about a college junior named Victoria who has like eldest daughter syndrome. So, you know, she's type A, kind of an overachiever, does all the work on the group project. I've heard from a lot of people that they feel very represented by the book. And she, you know, is an older sister and basically finds out that her mom owes a bunch of back taxes and her baby sister's applying to college. And because the U.S. financial aid system is bad and really screwed up, you can't get financial aid for college if your parents are you know, guardians are owing back taxes.
I love that you added that in because that is a huge problem here
is.
too. That we have to depend on our parents in order to further our education
Mhm.
right out of high school. Like I'm glad you addressed that.
Yeah.
On the serious side, it's actually like a major issue for kids, and it can be like a really like bad situation for a lot of kids whose parents don't file their taxes on purpose or don't fill out that paperwork on purpose
Mhm.
to keep them home. I know that's a downer. Everyone, the book is not a downer.
No,
No.
it's not at all.
No, there's no downs in this one.
Well, people go down.
Yeah.
They go down. So she basically is like, I already have a job. I'm a full-time student. I need money. Let me go ahead and start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, because she needs money fast, too. A lot of money fast.
That was the one thing I had to kind of elide in the book. Apparently, and you'll talk to the OnlyFans creator, apparently OnlyFans is kind of notorious for being like there's like some delay in the payouts. And I'm just like, for the purposes of this book, we're ignoring that. So she logically, obviously, and she's halfway panicked, decides to make like a little flyer and put it up on her college campus with like a burner email address, basically looking for a partner because she is not experienced. How spicy we get on this podcast?
It's been
yeah. We go all,
I'm
all over the place.
I'm used to creating on TikTok where you're like,
you have to
no
God,
here.
You can say all the things.
She's never been on a horizontal walk in the park before. You're trying to get around the censors. Like, she's cherry emoji.
You can say all the things.
Yeah, she hasn't had any sexual partners before, is what I'm going to say. And so that is also sort of like, for her, kind of thrilling and terrifying in equal measure. So she puts up this flyer, and through various machinations, the person who answers the burner email is a player on the baseball team that she works for. So she works for the college baseball team in the clubhouse, like basically like Cinderella-ing around. So she does like the laundry and she like cleans and all of that stuff. So she's a clubhouse attendant. And so he answers, and for various reasons, he also needs the money, and he's also kind of like a grumpy little catcher, which is my favorite thing.
I loved his personality.
Yeah.
It was great.
With a filthy mouth.
Yeah.
I will mention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's
and I'm just
great
like,
with his dirty talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't talk, but when he does, it's good. So they start creating their OnlyFans channel together, and of course they have to like sneak around because she's also not allowed to fraternize with players on the team, and they get up to some fraternizing.
They do. Mm-hmm. Once or twice, maybe.
I did a tally of how many sex scenes are in this book. I think it's like 9.
There's a lot.
And they're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. These sex scenes are good.
I feel like it would be difficult to do a book about sex work and then be like, fade to black.
Yeah.
So
imagine.
So side question, you definitely don't have to answer this, but did you do some research before writing these? Personal research?
No. No. So, no, I will say, so I am friends with people who have done sex work in various forms. Their OnlyFans, people who've danced, stuff like that. People who've, done pictures, things of that nature. So I'm sort of like kind of hear about stuff from them, and this is kind of over the years, but personally, no. But yeah, so they make their little golf. They golf together a bunch, and so they're sneaking around. And so Mike, who's this grumpy little catcher, has a best friend who's the superstar pitcher on the team, who has a little crush on Victoria as well, and he catches them together, and
he's
like,
very like golden retriever energy.
Yeah,
I feel like he's cute.
That's a good description of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my sweet little himbo.
Yeah.
Like, he's sweet, and some men are not for thinking. So he catches them together, and is at a personal crossroads of either he's going to be affronted and really like freak out and possibly tell the team, or he's going to like raise his hand and be like, would it help if I was in the video too?
Oh, he's so cute. Yes.
He likes to be helpful.
Yeah.
What a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps that he's 6'6". So I like writing about professional athletes because, romance novel heights are like normal.
Right.
And so you're like 6'6", like a 6'6", small town billionaire is improbable. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a romance novel, whatever. And you're like, a 6'6" pitcher is normal. That's just normal size.
Right.
So he joins in, and then Victoria has a terrible ex-stepbrother who is like threatening to take custody of her sister and going into all the financial stuff. And they have I would say, an antagonistic relationship that turns into an antagonistic relationship with phoning. Yeah. So I would say this book is exactly what it says on the tin, right? Like, you read it and you're like, there's going to be a lot of banging in that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bang intensive book.
Right.
Where did the champagne part come from? Like, it's such a cool idea, but how did you get that idea?
Yeah, they're like always drinking champagne.
I don't know. That's a trope in my writing. I was like, I don't know. Let's cover him in champagne and see what happens.
Oh, I love it. No, it was great.
I love it. But like, even like her friend, like if I was like, Penny, you need to come over and chat, like she'd probably bring wine or like vodka for me and tequila for her. And like Savannah comes over with champagne. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know,
I like those tiny little bottles of champagne. Like, personally, I have a couple in my fridge. I don't drink a lot of liquor is the other thing. So like, if I'm going to have a drink, it's going to be like wine or beer or champagne or something like that. But I'm also just like, yeah, you know, if you're stuck on a problem in the plot, cover the characters in champagne.
I love it.
Why not? And it's super sexy.
Yeah,
you know?
it is super sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It solves every problem.
Yeah, I just have champagne
like it.
everywhere now.
Champagne solves every problem.
Champagne problems, it solves. It's the cause of and solution too. So yes. And the other thing is, like, with, athletes, they drink a lot of champagne.
They do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And like they have it in the, like when they celebrate in the clubhouse and stuff, they're always popping champagne and stuff. So yeah, that makes sense.
That's really
if you ever want a good time, look up some athlete, like, we won the division celebrations, and you're like, that is a bunch of very shirtless men covering each other in champagne.
Oh, maybe we should check that out.
I've
straightest way possible, obviously.
Videos. I've looked at a few of those. You know, I don't hate it.
Is there, like, how did you create the whole idea that came to you for this story?
Yeah, so this is a little bit goofy. So I was talking with somebody who is fairly well known in sort of baseball circles, and I'm going to leave his name out of it if that's okay. So I was talking to him about something, and I was talking about sort of like romance writing and romance books and all of that, and I as an aside during the conversation said, well, like, professional athletes and like OnlyFans creators or dancers, it's not that different a job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there was just this long silence. He just was like, And I was like, people pay to watch it, possibly, sometimes you're with your teammates, and they are paying for the experience, the pleasure of watching, and like, they are making their money with their bodies. And he's just like, well, I was greeted with, he wasn't like negative, but it was just like this long pause of like, well, this conversation took a left turn. And that's sort of like the theme, I guess, of the book. Like, it's one of the major themes. And like, that's a theme that I really enjoy kind of looking at. So like, I'm in the process of drafting subsequent books, and it's still going to kind of play around with the theme, but like, you mentioned the books are pretty sexuart positive and pretty like positive on,
on every level.
And,
yeah.
And OnlyFans and all of that. And I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a job. It's a difficult job. I mean, if you're being railed by three guys, I assume it's also some parts of that are easy. But
it's an enjoyable job, but it's also work.
Yeah.
It is also work, and it's like, you're doing this with your bodies. There's usually like a window in your life, like a time in which you can do this.
Right.
Particularly with dancing, just because it is very physically demanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with sports too. I guess that's really,
Yeah,
It's
and
really
so
different.
I kind of, and so you're like, you should, and I'm also like, you should be paid like commensurately with the fact that you have all of these like difficulties in doing this. So like, a lot of the book is about money and about like, Jonathan, who's the 6'6" himbo pitcher, is being drafted to play in the big leagues, and like just the amount of money he's going to receive to do this. And he kind of like sweetly makes the point of like, yeah, I make, people pay to watch me, people pay to watch us, on our golf tournaments. And so I'm really stuck on that.
Yeah.
And like, why did I just think, well, there's a lot of holes in golf. And so he kind of makes the point but it's also just like, you should get paid for work because it's work, regardless of sort of like, we kind of venerate athletes and we sort of deride sex workers, but I'm like, it's not that fundamentally a different job.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's the way I came into this, was like, let me think about the labor politics of being railed by three guys, obviously.
Lots of research.
Lots of research. But like, that's how my brain works. So that was the inspiration for the book.
With your characters, how did you come up with the idea for them? Are they based on people you know? Or did you just create them?
Yeah, so I feel like with Victoria, she really, like, I don't know, sprang into my mind, kind of fully formed. She's, very type A, very overachiever, like oldest daughter representation is very, very important. So she kind of like her voice became very easy for me to write in. And the first, like, I like to have sort of imbalanced points of view in terms of books. So like, she's the first like 20,000 words or so of the book is just her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this feels just like very easy to write in. And I'm like, she's every oldest daughter I know.
I am really curious how you came up with the idea for Jonathan. Like, how did that come about? Because he's definitely a unique character. There's not very many of him in the world.
My sweetie pie dumbass.
Yeah, sweetie pie dumbass. I love that.
Yes.
So there are a lot of him in the world, and they're all professional baseball pitchers.
Really?
Okay, so the sort of cliche in baseball is like the catcher has to be like the smartest person on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of the strategy. They are sort of like in charge of sort of the flow of the game in a lot of ways. And so catchers often go on to be like managers, coaches, run teams. And so pitchers tend to be like, the cliche is like sort of high strung,
high
maintenance, not bright. Like some of them are smart, but like for the most part, it's sort of like a lot of them are like, just tell me what to do. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm vibing with that.
Yeah, you nailed that.
So
that was definitely...
he takes orders real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I like to do a lot of research. They also all smell good. That's another good fact about baseball.
Like
they all take like 6 showers a day.
Really?
And wear cologne. The New York Times years ago did this article about how baseball players all have wear cologne specifically, and they all smell really good.
Really?
Yes, and they're just like, it's a thing. You're like, the locker room smells awful. I had to get rid of. I'm just like, you cannot describe how this would accurately smell.
I do have a question. So I don't know if I read or I watched it. Either way, this lady was talking about how uncomfortable it is to go through an editing session when they talk about the sex scene, because they're going line by line. How was that for you? And
I write fast and edit. I draft fast and edit slow. So I do go over things at an obsessive amount. This is going to kind of come back to the sort of sex positive sort of aspect. Sex scenes are action scenes fundamentally. How do I put, it's the same as writing a fight scene or a chase scene, like a car chase scene or a heist or a baseball scene. To me, it feels very similar of, where are their bodies in space? What are they doing? How is it sort of advancing the emotionality of the plot? Are they, sort of preserving their character even during that sort of heightened tension? But there were a couple times where I'm like, oh no. But mild spoilers for one of the scenes where it's Jonathan and Mike and Victoria all together. And Mike has finished on Victoria, on her chest. And he's just like, to Jonathan, you should get her cleaned up. You should help her clean up, because she's at this point like wrung out. And Jonathan's like, well, I mean, I could get a t-shirt or a towel, but I'm gonna use my mouth.
Just gonna lick it all up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh no. That to me, I turned bright red. I'm just like, what did I do? What did I do?
That was
It was
amazing.
so good.
It was worth it. It was worth you turning bright red for that moment. It was 100% worth it. So if somebody wants to buy this book, where can they go to get it?
So the book right now is available on Kindle Unlimited and Amazon ebook. There's also a paperback up on Amazon. I've had a couple folks ask if I'm going to sell like signed copies of like my website.
Yes.
I'm not. So don't get too excited.
Well, I'm not.
I want to sign copy.
No. So what I will say is, I have a form that's like on my Instagram. If you go to the link in my bio and you bought the paperback off Amazon, I will send you some like stickers and swag in the mail. So I just like a form, submit the receipt. I will send you like stickers. I'll probably do like a little note or a book plate or something that I'm going to put in there. So it'll be sort of de facto signing.
Cute.
I think people will probably grab it off Kindle Unlimited for a while. I am in the process of putting it up on Ingram. So for your friend who's like a bookstore person, I'm hoping to have it up in the next week or so that bookstores can carry it.
Okay.
But this is my first time doing all of this, and I'm just like slow and grateful to my friends who are like holding my hand while walking me through this.
This book is gonna fly off the shelves. Absolutely fly. As soon as like
so
one person
good.
reads there, it's just gonna be a chain domino reaction. You did an amazing job on this book.
Thank you. Well, that means like a lot. But yeah, the dedication of the book is to all the oldest daughters, overachievers, and the ones the world usually says no to. This is a reminder to say yes to yourself.
Yeah.
And to 3 guys who want to rail you should the situation arise.
Yeah.
I opened up Kindle yesterday to look for like popular highlights in the book, because like that's one of my favorite things. You get to see like where people like what really resonated with people, and I opened the book and like people have already highlighted that dedication. But like I mean that genuinely. Like that's where I was sort of mentally, is like the world was kind of saying no in some ways, and I'm like, fuck it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna do a thing, and I'm gonna kind of move forward and say yes to myself, even if it's just me and a friend reading it. I will.
100%.
I am enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we loved it.
enough.
We loved it.
You
So-
are enough.
The last question, serious question I have for you is, if somebody is thinking about writing their first romance book, what advice would you have for them?
Do it. Sit down at a computer or at a notebook and write it, and see what happens. From a craft perspective, I think the best thing is always read a lot. Read a ton in your genre, read voraciously. I keep a little like physical reading journal of what I'm reading at any given time. With like, I don't use star ratings because I don't like them. But it's like thoughts, reflections, something that I think the author really did well in terms of craft. And so like I keep a craft notebook. So I'll be like,
That's really cool.
I loved the POV switch in this book. I loved this book's use of setting. I loved blah, blah, blah. And it's not like I didn't like these things. Like, I won't generally note that unless it really, really didn't work for a specific reason. But it's more like, this is something that this author did really well that I feel I want to do more of.
That's great.
cool.
That is
Yeah.
very cool. That's great advice.
Yeah.
You gotta write for yourself. And it's a cliche, but if you don't do that, you're going to be unhappy with every single other part of the process.
I love that.
I love it.
This is bordering on pretentious, but I'll say it anyway. Like the question I always ask myself in writing, and I am not a spring chicken. I haven't been, like, I wrote about characters who are 22. I haven't been 22 for a while. But like, how do you, so I've done a lot of writing, but like, how is what you're writing going to set you free?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like always, but it has to be sort of like, how is this going to make you happy? How is it going to set you free? What about the world is this going to tell you? And if you do that, writing will be pleasurable. If you're writing for the first time, your first book needs to be for you.
For the
Like,
love.
the
Yeah.
For the love of the game.
I love that
it.
so much. Thank you for answering all of our questions. I really, this was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for our blush questions
Can we
now?
do our funny questions?
Yeah.
Okay. First one, blush question. Tell us a story about what happened after a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne, like a fun story.
So, I in college.
Everybody always is like, "Oh my god."
Okay, so I in college worked for a campus newspaper, and we were like super tight knit. It was actually like a pretty prominent paper in like the city that I went to college in, and we always all partied together for good or for ill. And one of the parties was always called Night of Pain, where everyone just brought a bottle of champagne and you drank the whole thing yourself.
I was like,
pain.
I get it.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay.
Yeah. So what happened during that night? No idea. What happened after that night? Not sure. But I can tell you that I walked home at probably 5 a.m. Yes. And so I would say, when you are 21, 22, do whatever moves
Live your life.
Live a lot.
Okay, are you ready for more of a risque question? You answered that one really well. Okay. Have you ever been caught having sex?
The pause.
Which time?
Tell us the best one.
I had a punk rock upbringing and was not raised in purity culture. So what I'm going to say is, when you're at a party, at a Halloween party, and somebody is, painted, this was in the 90s, and somebody had their face painted like Braveheart, half blue.
Oh, yeah.
And you walk out of a room covered in blue paint, people will know.
That's the best.
I'm bright red. I haven't thought about that in years.
I'll reel it back a little bit. I'll reel it back in a little bit for you.
I want to be clear. I do not endorse Mel Gibson. This was in the 90s.
No. William Wallace is okay.
I think they took my land and my freedom that night.
Oh my gosh, that was the best. Okay, I'll reel it back in for this next question. Are you ready? What is something non-sexual that turned you on?
That's a good one.
I would say, in terms of something where you're like, oh Lord, oh my goodness,
that shouldn't be hot, but it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it qualifies as non-sexual. Some of them, I will say, unbutton their jerseys during the game.
Yes. All in agreement.
And you're like, I get it for thermoregulation. It's obviously for cooling, right? That's why you have your jersey unbuttoned to your navel. That's right. But I would say that with paired with a good necklace.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you all day long, but thank you so much for talking to us about your book and sharing that with us. And everybody, please buy her book. It was amazing. I loved it.
It was.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for all of the really positive stuff. If people want to find me, I'm mostly on Instagram. So Aimee Rivkin author, Aimee with AIMEE. Aimee Rivkin author. So come hang out. I'm always in my DM. So please come and say hi.
Yeah,
Yay.
absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one, y'all.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yay! Aimee Rivkin's the best.
She is so awesome. It was so nice to hang out with her and talk to her. And she answered all of our blush questions, which are the best.
Yeah, she was a real, she was a real good sport.
She was a good sport. Go, Aimee.
Pun intended.
Yeah. So please buy her book. It was awesome. I highly recommend it. It was so good.
I cannot recommend this book enough.
Yeah. It was inclusive of everybody. Everything was great about it. It was just awesome.
And holy shit, those sex scenes,
oh my God.
they were so good.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, I was just
this doesn't need to end anytime soon. We can just talk about, just describe this some more, please.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were all so good. And there were so many of them.
Oh, yeah. Which one was your favorite sexy? If you can just limited amount of detail.
There were...
Limited amount.
Can I have 2 of them?
No, 1.
Just one?
Just 1.
Can I have...
Maybe your second one is my one. So just do 1 for right now.
Can I do 1 and then...
If it's not mine, you can do the other one.
I think
don't
my
want you to take
favorite.
mine.
I think my favorite one is your favorite one.
When they first all 3 do it together.
Yeah,
That was hot.
it was so hot. It's so good.
Mind
Yeah.
blown.
And then my honorable mention is the angry sex between
Yes.
Victoria and Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good too.
And
it was good.
so good.
So you can get it on Kindle Unlimited if you have that. And then you buy it on Amazon. Buy it on her website. Wherever. Expanded roster.
Not rude.
Yeah, it was great. Highly recommend
so
it.
good.
And then next week.
We're
So excited. So excited.
I'm
for
so
next week.
excited to read
It's
this book.
like every week this month we have like insanity happening.
Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can contain like.
I have wanted to read this book for so long, and I've been holding off for this week to read it.
And then also our pre-show too.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
Kelly, tell us everything.
Oh my God. Butcher and Blackbird, you guys.
Butcher and Blackbird!
And we have Bryn Weaver here. And Alexa Harlow, who she didn't co-write Butcher and Blackbird, but
She's amazing!
she did a Black Sheep with Bryn Weaver.
I cannot even.
They're both gonna be here talking to us.
I'm so fucking excited.
And then our pre-show for
Oh my
subscribers.
gosh.
I can't even tell you.
My like favorite person in the whole world.
Yeah, it is.
Serious.
My absolute favorite person.
Yeah.
Daddy Darkness. I can't even put into words how much I love
His
him.
art is, how about because you're like lost for words.
I
I'll tell you.
can't. I love him so much.
He is an amazing artist. So he takes models and he uses blood. So he uses blood and models to make these amazing masterpieces. So we're going to talk to him about his artwork, and we're going to talk to him about blood play. And it's going to be an amazing episode for our pre-show. So please subscribe.
Yeah,
like photography and video, and there's like blood showers, blood rooms, like just all, and it's all so gorgeous and amazing.
I love him so much.
Yeah, so please subscribe so you can listen to him. And he's going to do some of our audio next week, so he'll read parts of the book for us, so you guys get the spiciness from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to want to tune in for next week. It's going to be out of this world amazing. All this month is going to be so good.
All the February guests, like we have
Oh
guests
my gosh.
all throughout the whole month that are just like out of this world. Like I just can't.
It's like a dream come true.
I know it is. I just.
Yeah. So please tune in next week. Follow and subscribe. Subscribe is going to be your key. You're going to get all of the juicy stuff that we don't really go
It's like all the extra special sexy times.
Yeah, we go into pretty deep stuff on here, but it goes lower and deeper in the pre-episode. So you're going to want to tune in for that and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So join us next week. Yeah. All right. Ready, Kelly, with our champagne?
Oh yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, how did we do that? So
Well, it's because we don't
Okay,
have
I'm gonna
stems.
hold
We
it
don't
on the
have
bottom.
stems on this
Ready?
one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Blood.
You just smell everywhere.
I did smell